We're doing 10.1 to 10.4, number 5. We're asked to sketch the graph of the hyperbola and to find the center and the vertices, and to draw the asymptotes by using dotted lines. All right. So, the equation of a hyperbola in standard form is x minus h squared over a squared minus y minus k squared over b squared equals 1. That's when the hyperbola goes in the direction of the x, so that's horizontal. Or in this case, when we have the y squared first, that's the positive one, that would be a vertical one. So that's y minus k squared over a squared minus x minus h squared over b squared equals 1, and that goes up and down like this. So the first thing we got to do is to make this 324 to be a 1. So we have to divide both sides by 324. Okay, so we now reduce 324. We need to see how many times 9 goes into it. So once again, like the previous problem, you need to put in your calculator 324 divided by 9, not the other way around. So that's 36. And 36 goes into 324 9 times. And here you get 1. So going back to the original equations, h comma k is the center. So be careful. It's the number that's next to the x, that's our h, and the number that's next to the k is the y part of the center. Well, here in this case, it's just 0, 0. There's nothing next to x and nothing next to y. So the center is at 0, 0. Let's mark the center. Now, a squared is 36. So a is plus or minus 6. It's under the y, so that tells us how many to go up and down in the direction of the y. So you go up 6 from the center and down 6 from the center. You do the same thing for the number that's under the x. So b is plus or minus 3. So you go 3 away in the left and right direction from the center. So very similar to the ellipse, where we would draw the ellipse now connecting the vertices. Instead of doing that, we're going to draw a rectangle using these vertices. And this rectangle will help us with the asymptotes. So what happens is the diagonal of the rectangle, in other words, the line that goes from one corner to another and it goes through the center, will be the asymptotes. So if you want to know how much, for example, what the rest of this line looks like, you just finish with the same slope. The slope of this line is rise 6 and run 3. So that's 6 over 3 or 2 over 1. The slope of this line is negative 2. So if you want to do some more, 2, 1, 2, 1, you could do that so that you could keep drawing this line. Same thing here, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. Same thing with this one. Or you could just simply just keep going with the dotted lines. Now, as we said before, this is going to be a vertical hyperbola. We know it's a hyperbola because of the negative sign in between the x squared and the y squared. We know it's going to be going vertically because the y squared is the positive one. So let me move these guys out of the way so that we could put a hyperbola right there. You start from the vertex and you make it go along the asymptotes so that it's approaching the asymptote. So you're using the asymptotes, which are these dotted lines, as a guide so you could graph it near there. Okay, and that looks good. Now we just need to do one more thing. We already found the center. We just need to say what the vertices are. And that is 0, 6, and -6. So now we've addressed all the questions.